Elizabeth here again with another video for you guys, also known as Nurse Dave, here on YouTube and Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, subscribe, all those good things. And today I am going to be doing a video for you guys that's a little bit silly, and it was inspired by people reacting to memes. And I love memes, and I'm now going to react to some labor and delivery and having baby memes. If you guys want me to do this again, if you find this funny, definitely head on over to my Instagram, DM me memes there, tag me in memes that you think are funny. I compiled all of these myself, but I did it like a few months ago, so I remember some of them, but these reactions will be genuine because they're kind of, it's gonna be a little bit fresh for me. So I'm gonna grab my laptop. Side note, I don't really know how to like use a computer. I'm very basic with my editing, if you couldn't tell, but I just figured out how to put like a picture in a picture. This video is brought to you by me figuring out how to use a computer. The more you know. So I've got them down here on my computer that I'm gonna picture in picture them. It's gonna be so cool. I'm like a real YouTuber, y'all. Okay, let's open the first one. Okay, so this one, picture of a woman in labor. During labor, the pain is so great that a woman, ... can almost imagine what a man feels like when he has a fever. This is that classic like man cold thing, and I mean, I gotta agree with it. My husband is such a baby when he has a cold. More so than my actual literal real life baby. So I find this all sorts of funny. I really like that. But if you're a man watching this, which chances are you aren't, that's not really my demographic, you keep doing you and you get through that cold the best way that you can, but just know that we will keep making fun of you, and that's okay too. Let's see. Meme number 2. After 3 hours of pushing and my patient delivers vaginally. It's a meme of Lord of the Rings, and it's after they throw the ring into the volcano thing. I did see the movie, but I don't remember what it's called. It's gone. It's done. Oh my gosh. I relate so hard to this meme. It hurts a little bit. I have had patients who like were pushing and pushing and pushing, and normally this happens with it's their first time mom, first babies. You can push up to 4 hours sometimes, and I never lead with that because that's really discouraging. Hey, like, we might be doing this for 4 hours, but normally I say, you know, it can take a couple hours, but sometimes it can take up to 4. A lot of times that happens if the baby's malposition, or if we're really having to stretch things, and I definitely have had a few where it's like afterwards I'm just like, I mean, I can't imagine how the mom feels, first off, because pushing for 3 hours is a freaking marathon. Like, you are so exhausted, you've lost track of time and space, but also as your labor nurse to be like encouraging you and holding your leg or otherwise helping to support you. It is the best feeling when a patient delivers vaginally after that. It is the best feeling when the doctor has been talking about a C-section and then you try something different as the labor nurse. I had one patient once where the doctor came in and he was like, probably gonna have to do a section, and I was like, let me try just a few more things. We just need to get that baby under the pubic bone. And we did some squatting, and then the doctor came back in and the baby was like right there. And that was amazing, and that was definitely a 3 hour marathon of pushing. And so this is like everybody is just so happy, and like you have worked so hard. Like, everybody in that room has worked so hard to have that baby, and it's an amazing feeling. And you know what, if you push for 3 hours and then you have a C-section, it's still an amazing feeling because like you know that you gave it your all, and then you get your baby in your arms. But like, there's something about just doing everything and trying everything, and you finally are at the end of your quest, and finally it's over and we have a baby. Unfortunately, as a nurse, like, I don't get to do a whole like Frodo thing and take a 3 hour nap and end up back in Elfland with all my friends. No, I probably have a shit ton of charting to do and mother baby recovery stuff, and yeah, I really would like a nap after a delivery. And then sometimes we've done all this and another patient comes in and you do it again. So yes, I relate with this like 100%. I think all these memes are related with because I did pick them all out. Okay, next one. This is like me. Or like, so I was showing one of my coworkers when I first compiled these memes together. And I had a patient who was having earlies, which can mean head compression, which can mean fully dilated. And I was just like, oh, is that an early? And like, we like memed myself because, I mean, this is so me, it hurts a little bit. Arriving to the patient's room after the call complains of feeling pressure. So a lot of times with an epidural, obviously you don't feel that real strong, intense urge to push when you're fully dilated. Some people do. Some people do as baby further descends into the birth canal, but a really good indicator that we are close to fully dilated or fully dilated is when a patient calls out and they're like, ooh, I'm feeling pressure, or like, oh my gosh, I need to poop like right now, like please, like I gotta go poop. As we know from my 10 things your labor nurse wants you to know video, you don't have to poop, you just have to have a baby. Sometimes you poop too, but that ain't no thing. Head over to that video if you want to see why nobody cares if you poop. Here's another one. Okay, so this is Dawson, right, from Dawson's Creek, crying, what happens in the delivery room stays in the delivery room. This is 100% true. What happens in that room stays in that room. You don't need to apologize for anything that you are doing. Like, this is your time that you are just going to be primal and instinctual, and yes, you might yell at me, and that's okay. And I always say, as long as you don't kick me in the face, we're good. Then I had a patient kick me in the face. It was on accident. Her epidural was just heavy, and she was like, oh my god, you said as long as I didn't kick you in the face. And I was like, you're fine, honestly. As long as you don't like murder me, we're probably good. Nobody murder me, please. This is true. Okay, this says January 5th, 2014, a little snowy image. October 5th, 2014, a whole bunch of babies. This is 100% true, like hardcore. We just had Valentine's Day, and guess what we're gonna have in 9 months is some Valentine's Day babies. This is true. The dates don't line up perfectly because your estimated due date is based on your last menstrual period, and you don't ovulate until 2 weeks into your cycle, so you actually wouldn't be getting pregnant based on your last menstrual period. You're getting pregnant based on when you ovulate, right? So the dates are a little bit off. You'd have to be ovulating January 5th, so chances are your last menstrual period is actually 2 weeks earlier, so the due date is about 2 weeks earlier. But yeah, this is true. Like snowstorms, 9 months later, we always have a bunch of babies. Valentine's Day, 9 months later. Any sort of like hurricane, 9 months later, because when the power goes out, that's when things get a little intimate. Not much else to do. We got to do what the cavemen did. Repercussions of that. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I love change of shift deliveries. Said no labor nurse ever. Here's the thing. Deliver on your own timeline. Do not worry at all about what your nurse has to do. It is not about us. It is about you 100%. But as me living as myself, doing my own work, yes. But then at the same time, like if I have a patient who I have labored with all day and we are working so hard and she delivers at 6:55 a.m. and I get off at 7, you better believe I am so happy to have witnessed that delivery. But when you are getting moved out to your room and you see me and it's like 8, 9 o'clock and you're like, Elizabeth, why are you still here? It's because if I did that delivery, I have a lot of charting to do. And chances are, you know, if things were taking a while or if they were going really quickly, I have some charting to catch up on. I think the biggest thing we're learning about this is that I don't focus enough on my charting. I do my best, but I definitely think patient care trumps charting. But if you don't chart it, it didn't happen. So there you go. Okay, this is the last one. I do remember what this one is just based off of all the other ones that we've seen. So let me open this one. This is true. Okay, so this is that meme of like the Desperate Housewives. No. Like housewives of like Atlanta or Miami or wherever, New York. And then the cat. And it's the one yelling, and it's the ER nurse, the patient is crowning! And then the L&D nurse is like, she's one, it's the cat. So here's the thing, ER nurses are amazing, and I could never be an ER nurse because you never know what's gonna walk in. Labor and delivery is like an ER in that way, except for like they're gonna walk in pregnant more than likely. So you at least have a little bit of context. I'm not gonna be dealing with like heart failure, a stroke, and then this person ate like a poisonous fish. But ER nurses are terrified of very few things. The one thing historically that I have witnessed them not being a fan of is pregnant women. Not because they don't love that you are having the miracle of life, but because they don't want to be the one delivering the baby. So they will be calling on their way up, bringing a patient to us. And sometimes we have to be like, okay, I get that she's pregnant, but she's not in labor. She's having chest pain. So while you're afraid of the pregnancy, I'm afraid of the chest pain. So you're gonna have to deal with that, and I will certainly come down and monitor the baby, and we'll deal with everything. But we gotta deal with that chest pain first. So yes, a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, she's about to have a baby, and she comes up, the patient, and she's 1 centimeter. And you know what? Some people are hurting a lot at 1 centimeter and are much more actively physically laboring than other people at 1 centimeter. But it's just funny because ER nurses are gonna be like, nope, you pregnant? Go upstairs, go on up to labor and delivery. And they have their techs and they have their like little bag that they carry around, like just in case the baby pops out, and they come on up. If things are looking like really crazy, like somebody comes in like crowning, they will call us to come downstairs and either deliver or bring the patient up. So that's a little bit of, I don't feel like there's animosity between ER nurses and labor nurses. I mean, maybe there is. I feel like we function in very similar roles, just very different patient populations. So I respect ER nurses. I think that they are amazing, like I already said, and I don't want any of that to come off and be like, Elizabeth said this about ER nurses, because we know that that's not true. But yeah, they're afraid of pregnant women. And you know what? That's okay, because I'm afraid of strokes and heart attacks. So y'all deal with that, and I'll deal with the babies coming out of the vaginas. We'll be good. Okay, so those are all the memes that I compiled. Definitely, like I said, if you like that video, tag me in memes on Instagram, shoot them into my DMs, and we can definitely do this video again because that was fun. And I felt these on a spiritual level, so I would be interested to see on other ones that you guys could send my way. I definitely saw some other ones. There are quite a few out there. Some of them are mean. I'm not about that life. I'm not about shaming other women, shaming laboring women. That is not what I'm about. So if you tag me in those and I don't respond to them, that's probably why. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.